Hello everyone, I'm going to present Xpra and how to access Real MikroTik routers from GNS3. I am William. This is my agenda. The first one is the network topology, and the second one is Badger topology, and the third one is Xpra. What is Xpra, and then how to run Xpra and accessing Xpra remotely from the client to the server, and then how to configure study routes in Linux, because I'm using the Linux as a router in my network, and then I configure a GRE tunnel between the Real MikroTik router and Badger MikroTik router, and how to configure GRE tunnel and the reference. The first one is a network topology. The green one is I was running this topology in GNS3, and the blue one is a network from real device. This MikroTik P is a Real MikroTik device, and MikroTik V is a Badger MikroTik device. And then this one is a physical PC. In this physical PC, I configure a loopback interface, because without using a loopback, and it won't be possible to access a Real MikroTik device from your GNS3. And in this one, I configure the DHCP server to this network. This network is 172.16.10.0/24, and this network is 192.168.10.0. This one is 10.1, 10.2, and 10.3. And my PC to the Real MikroTik device is 192.168.10.0. MikroTik router is 10.1, and my PC network IP address is 10.254. So, and then after that, I configure GRE tunnel between MikroTik router, Badger MikroTik router, and Real MikroTik router. But in order to configure GRE tunnel, you need to check reachability between this router, this MikroTik router, and this MikroTik router. And I'm using the Cisco router 2 to get a DHCP. So this is the GRE tunnel IP, and 10.10.10.0/30, and this is the 10.1, and this is 10.2. I'm going to present. I will access a Real MikroTik router from the Badger machine and Debian. I will show you how to configure and how to access Xpra. And for the Xpra case, I will run Xpra server in physical PC, and then I will access Xpra server from Debian client from Badger machine. This is a Badger topology, and that I was running this one on GNS3. So Xpra, what is Xpra? Xpra is an open source and multi-platform persistent remote display server and client. The main reason is for forwarding application and desktop screens, and then it also gives you remote access to individual application full desktop. For example, you can open application individually by using the terminal, or maybe by using the web. And how to run Xpra on your PC. The first one is running Xpra with SSH. The first sentence is how to start, how to enable Xpra server on server, and you can see that Xpra start, and this is you can put whatever you can put any number, just like 50 or 100, something like that. And this is a terminate. You will I'm going to use extend, and then I will speaker. I will off the speaker, and then this is a client. From the client, I mean from Debian, from my site. So this is Xpra tech. So this is the server. So I put it here 50. So if you put 100, you can't connect because you need to put the same number. And also you have to know about your server username and also server IP. And this is if you are running Xpra on the same server, if you are running server and client on the same machine, so you can only use this command. And running Xpra without the SSH. So in this case, I'm going to use web for the example. So you have to do the exam, and then you have to write this command bind TCP 0.0.0.0.4 IP, and then this is the port number. You can also use other number, maybe 1000 or maybe 10,000 or maybe 5,000, something like that. And then you have to, don't forget to put this one HTML on. So if you didn't put this one on your command line, you won't be able to use a web on the client side. So this is the server side, S is equal to server, and on the client side, you have to use this command. In this case, you need to know the IP address of the server that you want to connect, and then this is a port number. For web case, you can use Firefox or Chrome, whatever you want. And if you don't want to use the web, you can also use the terminate. In order to use the terminate, you have to write this command TCP and then IP address and the port number on the client side. So this is a running Xpra server on. In my case, I'm running an Xpra server in Ubuntu. So I put this command on Ubuntu server, and then this command line sudo nested. This command line is to check which Xpra server are running on your PC. So in this case, I'm running 2 Xpra server. The first one is this server, and port number 10,000, and the second one is 100. I put 100 for another case. And this is the Assassin Xpra with web or the client. So as I mentioned before, I'm going to assert Xpra from the Debian, from GNS3 to the physical PC that is running Xpra server. So in this case, I'm using Firefox, and I exactly knew my IP address, so I put it. My IP address is 192.168.100.1, and the port number is 10,000. So, and then you can see I open the variable by using the extend, and then I also open the portal. This is Tommy from Peaky Blinder, and then this is I also open the Firefox from the server, from I mean the Ubuntu, by using a Ubuntu server from the Debian virtual machine. And then my Ubuntu server is accessing the internet, so I just write the YouTube, and then just open the workup songs. This is how it works on Xpra. I think this app is a kind of amazing for remotely access application, and then it's also open source. This is my research on Xpra, and you can also use other command just like this. Maybe if you don't want to use the web, you can also use the terminate, but in this case you need to know exactly your username and host IP address. Also you need to put the same number when you run Xpra client. When you run Xpra client, as I mentioned before, I put my Ubuntu PC as a router. So if you want to accept GNS3, if you want to accept a Real MikroTik router from GNS3, you need to write a static routes, because if you don't have reachability from one side to another, you are not able to connect remotely. So in this case, I create two static routes. The first one is 192.60.10.0. This one is a network IP address in the GNS3, and then this one is from the Cisco router, which is connected to the other IP address. So I put it this static route manually. And then I'm going to attach a GRE tunnel. What is a GRE tunnel? GRE tunnel is a generous routing encapsulation, or maybe GRE is a protocol for encapsulation data packets. Maybe they use routing protocol such as RIP, EIGRP, and OSPF inside the packet or another protocol, which means we are using the internet. In the internet, they are using OSPF or maybe BGP or RMP version 2. In this case, for example, some company are using the tunnel because whenever they transmit the traffic or data, they want to secure their data. So maybe from headquarters to the branch. So they want to connect remotely. Maybe they are using data at their homes. Whatever they connect to the server, they want to use a telnet, maybe GRE telnet, or maybe SFTP or RTU-TP, something like that. In this case, I'm going to show you GRE telnet and how to configure this telnet between MikroTik routers. So in this portal, you can see that unsupported packet, which means data are traveled on internet with unsupported packet, OSPF or RIGRP. But if you want to secure your data, you want to put security in GRE. GRE telnet supports security addition for your data or for your packet. First, how to configure GRE tunnel between MikroTik router. First, you need to check reachability between the two MikroTik routers. In my case, I use Real and MikroTik router to configure the GRE tunnel. And the second one is you have to create a GRE tunnel, and then you need to assign local address and remote address correctly. And so if you assign correctly the IP address among this size, so you will GRE tunnel will be up, and after that you can assign IP address on this GRE tunnel. The main important things is you need to create routes, static routes. and on both MikroTik routers when the GI Ethernet is up. So for it, this is the configuration of GI Ethernet on Real MikroTik router. So as you can see in the in this picture, GI Ethernet is up, R means running, and then so this is the IP address on the GI Ethernet, and then AS means edit and status. So I put I write this IP address for the GI Ethernet. So from the Real MikroTik router to the Real MikroTik router, whatever the data is go, they will use GI Ethernet to be secure their data. And this is GI Ethernet on Real MikroTik router. And as you can see in this router, in this figure, but GI Ethernet is running, yeah. And then I didn't write study route in this case because I don't need to write. And then this is the IP address of GI Ethernet, yeah. And so we need to check Winbox which neighbors are connected, which neighbor can be seen in your Winbox. So in this case, from Real PC, I can see both MikroTik Real router and also physical MikroTik router. So so after GI Ethernet is up, so from the Debian virtual machine from GNS3, I can connect a Real MikroTik router by using the Winbox. So this is a result of Winbox from the Debian. You can see this is a MikroTik virtual machine, and then virtual router, and this is a MikroTik Real router. And this is a traffic testing in GI Ethernet. So in I have to say I create the loopback interface in the Real MikroTik router, and then I ping from Debian virtual machine to loopback interface in the Real MikroTik router. So this is a result. And you can see that traffic is going on the GI Ethernet. This is the references, and thank you for your attention.